Hello, hello. Okay, mic's working. Hopefully I picked the right guy. Okay. So, in today's replay review, we'll be going. I gave some advice to a gold player, a gold Jamie player from Japan. He managed to get to plat, and then asked me for another replay review, which I'll happily do. There isn't really too much difference between gold and plat. The real struggle is when you get to the early stages of diamond, and maybe it's like 18,000 and 22,000. At least that's the case for Europe. Maybe it's a little bit higher in Japan or a little bit lower. I don't know. But it's more or less, you just have to do the same sort of things that I've already told you. But Kiori, this is the guy. As this guy has pointed out, it's hard to watch back your own replays and try and find out what you were doing wrong. These were some interesting games that I found yesterday. But we'll be starting with this Shoto matchup. It's quite a good indication of how you play against the Shoto, because they don't do anything special, so you typically don't really lose to any gimmicks. And then it's more of a fundamentals issue, which makes it easier to pick out the problems.
Gotta do this. Come on. Round one. Fight.
Oh, nice punish. This was great. Getting a drink in early like this is going to be very important. This random OD palm is fine, but just know that it's eating away at your drive meter. So be careful when you spend OD palm like this. So, You can get at least one drink in here, maybe 2 drinks if you're greedy. Against matchups like Zangief, you definitely can go for 2 drinks. I mean, maybe that was an input error. Down punches drink. So you'll just have to practice doing 2. It's down, so I'm not sure why you didn't get a drink there. It's unfortunate. Good stuff, got the anti-air. You actually had the Shen Shao combo here. So the timing was all correct. So you have to mash the sweep out. The 2 things that you have to mash are the jump forward heavy kick and the sweep after 5 HP. The only thing you manually time is the 5 HP for this combo. There you go. So you shouldn't doubt yourself. Just mash out the sweep, because if there's a delay in the jump heavy kick or the sweep, it can drop the combo. But if you mash out the jump forward heavy kick and the sweep, the timing will be the same every time, and this combo will get a lot easier to land consistently. You can also, you can also maybe mash 2 LP here. Because you can be anywhere from +3 to +5. So you can still keep your turn even if this combo drops in the corner. That was a good read on the fireball. The only problem here is you didn't go for the kill with Super Art 1. Because I believe this kills. Yep, you had a perfect there. So OD Palm SA1 does a lot of damage. So I wonder why that dropped. Oh, right. Yeah, it has to be OD Palm before you go for the sweep. Okay. You still got the perfect, but there were some extra interactions that you didn't have to risk if you just killed the opponent earlier, which is what you should aim for. But it's very good to see that you're attempting with punishing and going for the Shen Shao combo. That's it's gonna carry you up the ranks very far. If the opponent backs up like this, you can just walk forward. You know, you don't have to take any risks by doing this. You know, you just walk forward and parry and claim the space that's being given to you. Eventually the Ken will have his back up against the corner, and well, you can decide the game very quickly from that point. One or two corner combos, that could be game winning for you. OD palm isn't quite this long. Now, also, like, in this situation, let's say your drive was a bit lower, you would stay at this level of drive. Whilst the Ken throws fireballs, he gains meter back and you don't. So it's important to close the distance early, because you don't want to be stuck full screen parrying fireballs, because you're effectively gaining no drive meter while the Ken is gaining a resource advantage over you. You don't want to jump too much. Remember, this is a modern controls player who have no problem reacting to an anti-air or jumping. At a higher level, you almost can never jump at a modern player, just so you know. So that probably won't work. That's unfortunate. So when you're in this position, it's probably a lot better to just, do nothing and just wait for them to jump, because then we get the safe jump in the corner and can get some really good pressure, right? But you go for the heavy kick here, which side swaps with the cam. So that's going to put you in the corner, and suddenly the momentum of the game has shifted around. So be a bit more careful when you throw out slow buttons when the opponent is likely to jump out of the corner. You can just stick to maybe a 2MP, 2MK, 5MK. 5 LP is good as well. When you have the drink level for it, which you don't have. Yep, that was going to happen at some point if you keep jumping, but that's okay. You really just want to just stay on the ground and parry. So if you get a perfect parry, you can cancel into a driver's 5 HP and get a punish counter or a counter hit, which is a very safe option actually to someone throwing out lots of fireballs. Just wait for the perfect parry. Because really, when you get to about this range, most of the risk is on the opponent throwing the fireball, because you can jump over and get a punish counter combo. They're in range of a perfect parry into a driver's button. So you just have to be patient and let them zone you. Let them throw out fireballs. Because at some point, as you close the distance, the risk would be more on the opponent than you blocking the fireballs. This is a risky move. This will get you punish counted. Just going for a walk up sweep. It's not going to work out all the time, but at a higher level, people would probably block this more often than it will hit. So don't make this a habit. Who knows, it's not going to work out for you. Man, this weather is constantly making me sneeze, which is making the commentary quite hard to do, but I'll soldier on and push for it. Yeah, so just be careful with the sweep. I mean, there is some reward. Like, obviously getting a drink level in is very important since you're at drink level 0. So I wouldn't say it's not worth doing, but just understand the risks that you might get punish counted and lose 30% of your health. So here's something you can drill. So if you save the game state here in the training room, you can set the dummy to do wake up jump. So wake up vertical jump, wake up forward jump, and do nothing. And then you can train yourself you can train yourself to react and get your Oki this way. Now, this 2kk or tensei kick will cover a vertical jump and a forward jump, so that is the option you should use, but you can also go for your arrow kick as well. That'll work against anything in the air. You could also try, I don't know if the jump heavy kick. I don't think we have time. No, okay. So it is still your turn if the opponent jumps out of your throw, and you still get some decent rewards. So make sure you, at the very least, anti-air it. But also on if you were in the corner, actually jumping isn't the worst option, because the only if you're going to lose to like a light DP, losing 1000 HP or so to get out of the corner is worth the trade. So, you know, jumping out of the corner is quite a good option. Or it's not. Being forced to make a decision, because you'll get throw looped, maybe you'll get counter hit to a big corner combo, but then just jumping out, you take a relatively small amount of damage, but you're out of the corner, so definitely worth doing. Okay, that's a bit of a random DI, which you'll have to avoid doing. You're going to have to DI for a reason. Randomly DIing mostly never works, and it will get you counter DI'd, and then you'll lose like 3 or 4 bars of drive, which could be round losing. So be very careful. Be very careful when you do drive impact like that. Oh, we're not pressing a button here. I wonder why you didn't push a button. Because you're either going to get anti-aired, but if you don't get anti-aired, you get some strike throw pressure. He has to, this Ken player will have to guess, so definitely an opportunity missed, but not pushing a button here. I mean, a bit of a risky move there, but it paid off. Sweep drink, Koki. Right now, again, the opponent has to backdash or reversal to get out of the situation without taking any damage. Because you have this into SA3. Probably the safest option there would be to light arrow kick and go for the safe jump. But don't let opponents vertical jump without getting punished. That's gonna be helpful with you in this rank. I think a lot of opponents realize the amount of reward that they get for a successful jump in, but don't necessarily realize how risky it is, because people at this rank are not anti-airing. So if you can anti-air, you'll stop a lot of, or you'll shut down a lot of players who make jumping as a choice very frequently. And you'll probably win a lot of matches and go straight to diamond. Okay, I guess wrong. So you're +5 here. You don't get a crouching heavy punch. The best move to do is just this. You can also do this as well. I mean, maybe not to burn yourself out, but You know, if that wasn't going to burn you out. That's, you can go, you can use the target combo, the driver's cancel into the Shen Shao combo. That works. I think property here you possibly could have killed. You do have critical art, and as a general guideline, yeah. If the opponent's health bar is below their drive meter, so a bit less than 50%, your critical art combo will almost always kill the opponent. So make sure that you're constantly aware of how much resources you have, how much HP the opponent has left, and then correctly commit to killing the opponent with a lethal combo. Even at higher ranks, players struggle with this. It's not an easy thing to keep track of, but the longer you play, the easier this will get. You don't particularly have to train, you know, like do like a drill. You just have to work on your awareness, which is a product of playtime. So you just play the game more. You'll be like, oh, I remember this happened before. I can kill here, and then you'll just go into the critical art without too much thinking, and you'll win more games. Okay. Yeah, not too much to say. After that, you got hit by a fireball. So this is why you don't jump against modern players. One button DPs are very easy to execute. How would you punish a player who's burnt out this fast into the round? Because at this point, I would be thinking I've won the round. Okay. This is good to see. So the Wrecker knockdown has been increased. So you actually, if you want to go for a command grab here, you have to gotta go for the 2 MK. That would be +6 or +7. Yeah, I mean, you can also just go for a standing medium punch as well. So, just use crouching medium kick as a frame kill next time. Now, the opponent managed to get a S83 off, which is now recovered the opponent's 6 spells of drive, and you have less than 3. So you're going to have to be very, very careful. So you have to beat the opponent whilst they're burnt out. That's the window you have to win. Okay. Unfortunately, you do have to stay on the ground and be very patient, because you almost will always lose to getting anti-ed against a modern player. That's just, you know, that's just a matter of fact, they have a 1 button DP. So their reaction times are going to be a lot higher. Well, not higher, but they have less things to worry about.
Come on.
Another thing is that the OD Palm buffering into level 2 was very good to see, so keep doing that. And keep looking out for that in neutral, because it's very good, very strong. You also have Drive Rush 4 HP target combo as an option, or a Sweep Drink in the corner. And then the combo you just did, which is the forward heavy kick target combo into Eureka. Both knockdowns are probably the same, because you don't keep any drinks you get during the level 2 install, which means that the drink that you get from the soup drink doesn't mean anything, which means it's the same. It's the same. The +4 throw would be the same as the +6 command grab. There wouldn't be a reason to do one over the other, unless you just pick the one with the highest damage. 2 drinks. It's not bad. Here's a new combo I can show you, which is using the new changes to Rekka. We have enough time now to land an SA1. Oh, we don't have it, so I'll show you anyway. I mean, it's not too hard to do. And then instead of light arrow kick, it would be SA1. Although the timing is quite hard. You can't mash the OD Rekka there, so that will require a lot of practice. But it does around 4,000 damage. And that is a very high amount of damage, considering you're only spending SA1. So you want to dash. So you have to dash forward here to get the 2 HP. You're too slow. Or the timing is quite hard. There is no manual timing if you dash forward 2 HP instead of walk forward 2 HP. So I'd always recommend dashing forward to make sure that you don't drop this punish counter punish. You know, that's really amazing. You've hit the Shen Shao combo and you're plat, plat rank. Even master rank players struggle with this combo, so pat yourself on the back. You know, keep doing this combo as much as you can. You'll get rewarded heavily for it. I wouldn't dash here though. Like, you're gonna dash here, but what if the Ken, you know, does this? Alright, this is modern. What's his... I mean, if you dash forward, you might get clipped by a button, so you don't have to dash there. There's no reason to. So if you're going to jump, you might as well forward jump. Because why would you vertical jump and not kill the opponent when you can forward jump and kill the opponent? Like, if you know you want to jump, like, if you're gonna take a risk jumping, make sure you get rewarded for it. That's what I'm gonna say here. Gotta make decisions that give you the most reward, or you actually have to commit to getting the reward yourself. Gotta cash out on the damage. Or you could say this is like a do nothing move, and if your moves have no purpose or no threat to the opponent, they're kind of pointless. They don't achieve anything, and you'll find yourself losing games. You might actually be making a lot of actions, but you're not actually doing anything that's helping you win the game. So make sure when you take a risk, you're cashing out, or you have the ability to cash out. It's not like you're, you do a vertical jump here and you're not in range of anything. Because punish counters do a lot of damage. So on this knockdown, we have to do I think it's 5 MP here, maybe. Oh no, it's 2 MK again. Yeah. But this guy was jumping, so if you notice the opponent is jumping, just stick to standing medium punch. You don't have to go for the command grab. I think in season 1 it was crouching medium punch as a frame kill, but That got removed in season 2 and season 3, and now in season 4 it's crouching medium kick gives us the command grab when we get a record knockdown. I mean the other good one actually. What you could do here that's also very good is just simply heavy palm. So whenever you get a record knocked down near the corner, you can go for heavy palm. It hits meaty. It's +4, meaning you can throw afterwards. And if it does hit, you can follow up with 5 HP into a light special skill. Light arrow kick, light palm, light Bakai, light Raku. So it's a very, very strong option. You were lucky you weren't stunned there with a drive impact. Oh, I had to sneeze. This is one of the reasons why random OD palm is bad. It can lose 2 fireballs, so you've spent 2 bars for no damage. This Ken player has burned himself out again, so now you have to ask yourself the question, how can I close out the round? There we go. Oh, this is a perfect time to go for level 2. You can do level 2 this way as well. And then you go for this. Everyone is... The other combo is this. Oops. Yeah, so you know, considering the opponent will be burnt out and in the corner, this is a very, very good time to spend your level 2 install, go to 4 drinks, and then threaten command grab mix-ups and safe jumps, and be at your full strength to pressure the opponent in the corner to win the game. Like, even if you weren't going to go into level 2, you missed the safe jump here. You know, good safe jump there. Why is there this much space between you and a burnt out opponent? You cannot give the opponent space when they're burnt out. You need to be doing the complete opposite, which is just walking up and doing this. that is your priority. But instead, you walk back, and all this is doing is giving the Ken time to build back his burnout. Sorry, build back his drive bar, which will be 6 bars. Then you'll only have 2. So there's a good chance he'll put you into burnout and then you'll lose the game. So this is putting you into a very bad situation. So you want to avoid this as much as you can. Ken's health bar should be here, but you've done nothing with the burnout time, so and now you're going to have a tough round ahead of you. Seems you got impatient. Like, you know. Oh no. You know, when you're in this position, what you have to do is gotta do something like that. You never want to be walking back. If the opponent is zoning you, your priority is to walk forward and close the distance so that you can threaten the opponent with a drive rush, a jump in, or a DI. But you can't do any of those things from this range. You want to be here. So you want to be parrying, not blocking the fireballs. That will help you recover some of your drive. Why did we burn ourselves out? This is probably the worst decision you've made this round, because now these fireballs are going to do chip damage to your health bar. Which means now you have to jump or use a fireball invulnerable move. And all of those things are high risk, and it would have been much better for you to hold your ground and parry and not be in burnout. So really at this point you have to make the decision to wait out. You know, you can you can be like back here and just you can just do this. You want to waste time to get your burnout bar recovered. Because whilst the Ken is owning you, he also can't close the distance. So that does give you time to safely jump the fireballs. Yeah. 2 MP Driver's Council, you missed it here. A risky DI that I wouldn't recommend you rely on as a strategy to win future games. You also didn't get any... And this, like... I would be using level 2 here and doing this combo. So, because even if you use level 3, you know, even if you... level 3 can't kill the opponent from here, but level 2 would give you 4 drinks to then, you know, unlock a bunch of extra options for you to open up the opponent, so... That's why I'd use level 2 over level 3 there, but... in any case, you know, don't... messed up the Driver's Council there, so... I can only say practice that in training room. Make the dummy do random drive impacts and just have a punish ready that you've practiced. Oh boy. Another good SA3 combo to know is that you can drive rush and burn out the opponent like that. That's a good one to know. Yeah, but then, like I just showed you, you could have countered DI tier and then you would have unlocked burnout and the corner, and then you probably would have won the game. This is what you should be doing. You've seem to have worked it out. Pretty sure. Yeah. Whenever you whiff a grab, there's a good chance you'll have enough time to recover and use light arrow kick as an anti-air, which is something you can practice in drills in the training room. So, as a general guideline, you don't want to DI like this. You want to wait to push a button first. Because the cannot dodge the DI if it's being cancelled into from a normal. So yeah, I mean, if you are going to DI, just replace it with like 2 MP DI, is what I'm gonna say. So, in this situation, it might just be worth it to go for... All you have to do is have the super buffed and ready to go. Because you can just buffer it, you know, like this. You can just buffer the super, and then if you see the fireball come out, you've won the game. You can visually confirm that the fireball is coming out, and that's a very common thing actually, knockdown into fireball, so, or especially when you're in burnout. So it's a good time to gamble on a SA3 OD guy. Let's have a look at Luke match. I think you're currently doing all of the right things. You just got to stop doing those random drive impacts. You're not spending your drive rush in silly ways. You're not drive rush cancelling for no reward. You know.
Let me have some fun. Round one.
Okay, that's an anti-air missed. You can go for something like that. It's a good choice to not go for drink, because you're pressuring the drive. Other Jamie players might have gone for the drink there, but I would agree with you here that dashing up and striking is the better option. Anti-air missed. So if you hit this counter hit, you can always just that's what you should. Like you can go into target combo, but you have enough time to do this. 5 out a standing light kick, crouching light punch, target combo. You build a bit more super meter, so it's worth doing. Shen Shao combo. So the problem is that you pressed 5 HP too early, and you can safe jump there as well. In order to land the SA1, you have to land 5 HP. Oh wow, that would have killed. Okay. You basically made the right decision there, but you pressed your 5 HP too early and dropped the combo. But you made the correct decision. That was probably the best decision you could make. That simply is win the round, kill the opponent, so good job. Very nice. You're not in a rush. You're using your health leads, you know, your baiting stuff. This is some good Street Fighter gameplay. You'll be out of plat in no time. Yeah, you have some cool options if you want to gamble on the forward. Sorry, the jump heavy kick. But yeah. Yeah, if you drive rush with like a sort of slower button, you won't have time to enter, yeah. That's why I drive rush 2LP a lot. Oh. It's just something to think about. Like if you drive rush like this, drive rush 2MK, you can't enter, yeah. Oh. That was the... There's a few different options you could have done here. The main one is just sweep drink, but you could have done this is a bit more tricky. If you delay the driver's 2 HP a little bit, we can go for a 2 HP heavy pile. I think in the corner you can dive kick into, you can OD dive kick into OD dive kick, which looks very cool, but it's not very practical, but it is possible. So if you buffer a drive rush behind, so if you perfect parry a fireball, you can drive rush behind it and get a counter hits. It's worth practicing. It was going relatively okay until you decided to sweep.
Oh, you should.
You almost died because of that, so don't do random sweeps in neutral. It's probably a habit you were doing in gold that kept you in gold rank.
Not bad. Got things in there. Where you going?
Okay, we did a driver share. Not the worst decision, but you didn't have to driver share. Anti-air, good job. It's only on punish counter 5 HP you can go into sweep like that. If that was driver's 5 HP punish counter, you could go into sweep. But you know, in this case, the best thing you'll get is probably just going into this, into, oops. It's getting your safe jump. Yep. So you spent a driver's cancel and didn't get a safe jump. Yeah. So this got blocked, then you panicked, and then you relied on drive impact, which, you know, is probably not the best move. Because now, you know, now the yeah. So you risk getting counter DI'd and then put into burnout, and then a fireball character is quite a big advantage to just zone you out, and you'll lose the game. You'll lose the you'll lose the game in this case. Not the easiest anti-air to go for. You know, this was just, you basically won the game. Like, you could have won the game here, but you go for some, your sweep gets blocked, and then you go for DI. You know, it could, you could just do this. I go for a throw, baby. Yeah. That's just too bad. And then well, you get clipped by a low into SA3. Well, yeah, that will happen in Street Fighter 6.
some fun. Round 1.
Really, the main thing to do is, at ranks below master rank, you're much better off just kind of doing nothing and countering the opponent. And the opponent will most likely do random stuff that will have some easy high damage counters. So all you have to do is wait and you'll probably win. Make sure you go into light arrow kick here to get your drink, or you can do Rekka drink. Same problem. Got to cancel into a light special skill to get a knockdown to get your first drink. Now a whiffed heavy move. I believe this is with punishable. Even I could do it. So this is like punish counter 2 MP. Maybe go for 5 HK. Oh, you did go for it. Oh, is that medium? No. Well, you'd then, you know, do this, right? I mean, this is quite hard to look out for, so I wouldn't worry about it at platinum rank. So I'd be looking at how can I burn out the Luke player? That's my goal here. Because here you missed burnout. Yep. And then when the opponent is burnt out, you can bully them with 5 HP, 2 LP. You know, you just do this, and then a lot of players cannot deal with this. The only answers to this is to reversal, or you time a backdash after blocking 5 HP, which will make the 2 LP whiff, and that will give you some time to jump and get out of that looping situation and burnout. But most players won't do that at this rank. You'll basically chip away about half of their health, and it's, you know, it's easy to do. It's easy to just press 5 HP over and over again. So make sure you do that when they're in burnout. Could have been a driver's council into the Shen Shell combo when you had the punish counter crouching medium kick. Nice answer, yeah. Why are we drivers cancelling? Okay. I wonder if that would have killed. Probably not. Okay. So there was some ways to kill from this position and go for lethal, but you have to do a micro walk. Yeah, micro walks, they're not too easy to do, but they're not too hard either. So just so that you know, your scaling is at 7% here, which means that your super is doing 7% of the damage. It's doing like 100 damage instead of like 2000. So you either want to go through a reset, or you want to build enough super meter to go into super art 3, or sorry, in this case critical art, because that's always at a 50% scaling no matter what. Oh, no, so if you're below 50%, the game will set you to 50% scaling, so you can actually kill from these like unoptimal situations with scaling. I wouldn't say unoptimal, because it would be optimal, because obviously you killed the opponent if you use critical art here. This would just be something you'll have to practice. Micro walks are not a requirement to play Jamie, but in some situations like this, building the extra super meter will help you get lethal sometimes. It's very situational. But this is totally okay to fumble your combos like this. You know, your platinum rank, you're still learning, so it's better to see that you're trying these hard, you know, you're like experimenting and trying things. This will be good. These will be good lessons to learn from, and you'll get to diamond rank in no time. I mean, I would just probably press 2 RP. Like at this point, if he's dashed in front of my face, I don't know. That's just me. I'll probably push a button though. A replay block. I would be considering, how can I burn this guy out?
Let me have some fun. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
So like, when the opponent has less than 3 bars of drive, your goal would be to pressure the opponent to burn them out. And if you were to spend drive, the opponent would burn out first. So you have to use this opportunity to press your advantage and to win the game, or win the round. Now right here, you literally just do nothing. Wow, you can make the read and go for a jump heavy kick. You can dash forward here after the dive kick combo. You can dash forward and command grab or 5 MP, you're +6. That decision to OD palm is what lost you this round. So, my advice to you, Kiori, would be when the opponent is in the corner, just wait and see what happens. Or press fast buttons that have low recovery, because you want to react to something that the opponent does that's risky, and then you punish counter them into a big corner combo. But you have to ensure that your positioning is actually allowing you to have the opponent cornered at all times. And you're not giving up like the opponent will jump out of the corner. A synchroned match might be interesting. I guess this might just be the last set. I'll call it there for this replay review. There's lots of, there's lots of small things that I've been picking out, so you don't necessarily have to pick on one thing or the other, but as long as you're aware of the mistakes, you can generally avoid them, but it's just a matter of consistently making better options. It gets harder and harder, like when you get to my rank, when you get to master rank, I don't know what the best decision is. It's what makes the game interesting. You never stop learning. And start drink. Makes sense. Very nice. Gotta keep practicing the Shen Shao combo. Now, I would also be very careful and look at your drive at all times. You do not want to be in burnout, no matter what the cost is. If the opponent forces you into burnout, well, that's okay, but if you put yourself into burnout, if it's your own decisions that put you into burnout, you better make sure that you're going to kill the opponent if you burn yourself out. Or burn out the opponent. Oh, that's unfortunate. You're maybe reversing a little bit too much. Like one OD reversal around is like where I'd stop. Like if you're reversing more than once around, you're going to be a little bit too predictable. And you might lose 60% of your HP and get put into burnout. Ingrid's fireballs are quite annoying. Ingrid's fireballs are quite hard to perfect parry. Okay, Shen Shao. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, the forward dash there. You didn't have to do that. You could have countered the idea, like... You missed a big opportunity here, to be honest. Yeah, then whatever you want after that. These are the random decisions that so players of this rank will make decisions like this a lot, and if you're ready to counter it, you'll get out of. I mean, you'll just go to master rank, because even diamond players do this, you know. If you're ready and prepared for the random punish counter opportunities, that will help a lot. You should have cancelled into light arrow kick there. Make sure you practice that. The 2 dashes there. So if you jump or you dash, during that action you can't do anything else, you can't block. So, you know, this isn't Moundy Blood or Uni 2, where you can dash block everywhere. So, You have to dash forward and jump, knowing that you're safe to do so, or that you're accepting the risk of getting hit. This is a punish counter situation right here. So I would use the timing of the hit sounds to actually press the buttons. So it's there, you know. Oh, that doesn't work. Probably could have killed here, actually. Oh, I guess not. I guess the biggest thing is that you're not missing the opportunities to punish counter combo the opponent. Counter DI, you know, with punishing a whiffed heavy move. Those are the sort of things you should start looking out for and being ready to cash out some big damage on. Because at higher ranks, players won't necessarily be throwing out buttons and making these risks, so enjoy the free punish counters whilst you can at the low ranks, and yeah, practice your conversions basically. If I get a punish counter, I want to know that I can follow up and cash out the damage that I've earned without dropping it. Because if each interaction does more damage, that means there'll be less interactions with the opponent, which means you'll naturally make less mistakes and you'll win faster. And you'll take on less risk. So when you see the teleport VFX, you can go for a tensei kick. I mean, you can also just do this as well. Oh, this is interesting. You have a lot of a lot of height. Oh, another Jamie was asking how do I 5 LP anti-air, and it's not. There is a delay to it actually. Like it's not like I see the teleport and I press it. You know, I do wait for. But because Tensei Kick is slower, you can. It's a bit easier, I guess. Maybe that is the harder option. Yeah, probably the best thing would be with this. Yeah. Interesting. We can 5 HP. So we could do something like this. Ooh, that's probably the absolute best. So Ingrid's teleport will always position Ingrid in the same place every time, so you know, you can, I guess you can time it so that you can and then go into SA3 and do big damage. And a grounded punish counter combo starter is the best option for damage. But yeah, I mean, you can't really do a teleport against a player who's ready to counter it. Anyways, that saves me the trouble of having to let this out, record it, and then share it separately. Anyway. But I guess the summary would be stay on the ground and press a button. Because if the Ingrid teleport does go through, well, you're guessing then because she's like +5 or something. Which, if we avoid having to guess as much as possible, that's good. There is a distance, it's around here, where Ingrid's fireball, it starts off slow, then speeds up. But you want to be close enough where you're either close or you're far enough away where the acceleration of the fireball isn't changing, which means that you can time the perfect parry. You see right there, you pressed parry early. Because this character doesn't have a normal, fireball that has a set speed. It has two stages to it. It slows down, then speeds up. So yeah, you just can't position yourself you either position yourself too far away or too close. You don't want to be in the area where the fireball is speeding up. It's going to throw off your timings. Unless you're ready for that, but on average, I don't think people are going to be used to Ingrid's fireball. The character is new after all. Okay, this is like some do nothing gameplay. So you want to be going for a drink. You want to be getting your stocks here, because if Ingrid's not throwing a fireball, there's no threat to you getting a stock. You can 5 HP this. Well, you should be able to. Oh, I guess it's... Okay, it's 2 RP. Oh, that's strange. I did not press that. That replay review ended early, so something happened. Anyway. This will be the final game of the review. But there isn't really, like aside from the obvious things, which is like, don't let yourself get punish counted, and when the opponent makes a big mistake, you're cashing out. That's probably that's the only problem I'm seeing. Like everything else is fine. You're not spending drive rush without a good reason. You're going for the Shen Shao combo. It's just a matter of getting more consistent. Like, here's another example. So right here is yeah. You have some high damage options there from a punish counter, but you did crouching medium kick into nothing. You did 500 damage instead of 3000 damage. And when you're looking to improve your game, you can just be like, how can I optimize my damage? and properly punishing the opponent when they whiff a big move is it's going to help a lot. Also at this point, you know, the opponent has low drive meter, so you can risk a DI here because if they block it, they'll go into burnout. But then if they counter DI, they'll go into burnout anyway. So in both scenarios, you get burnout. So you could say if the opponent is less than half a bar of drive, throwing out a drive impact is actually good. The same logic also applies when the opponent's health is like here, when they have 100 health left, because you need some amount of grey life to drive impact someone or to block an attack. So you can DI when someone's at low HP. If they DI back, they'll die. Could have killed that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Counter hit 2 and B. Yeah. I mean, this would really... You get the counter here, and like, okay, let's say you didn't react. Like 2 HP OD palm was the best thing you could have done here. You could have done the Shen Shao combo. Yeah. That is one thing to look out for. If you get a counter hit, a standing medium punch, you can link that into crouching heavy punch. And in the corner that can lead to, you know, big damage. So make sure you're ready for that. Whoops. I think your anti-airs were a lot better from last time when I had a look at your games in Gold Rig. But now that you're anti-airing more consistently, I suppose the next thing now is to properly punish the opponent. Like right here, you know, you kill the opponent in this situation. So what would be better actually? On any record knockdown, light, medium or heavy, they're all plus 31. You can go for heavy palm. Heavy palm is good. It's plus 4 on block, and then, you know, you can 5 HP light Bakai afterwards. So make sure you record, like you just go like record knockdown, heavy palm in the corner. It's very, very strong. Because that vertical jump you did would get anti-aired by someone in diamond rank or master rank. So you can't rely on it. So if you get a punish counter like this, I'm pretty sure you get. And you get a wild drink or things worked out anyway. Good job. One thing you can do from this situation is go for the dive kick. You know, that's decent. If you notice the fireball, you can try and dive kick over it. It's not bad. Oh, very, very nice. I mean, this is all you have to do, really. Just keep doing that. Okay, here's the other thing to improve on. So the opponent throws there, but you know, you can. Yep, light arrow kick, tensei kick. No, pick one. Probably light arrow kick will give you a safe jump, and it's always best to take a safe jump if you're able to in the corner. I wonder if you can kill her. Oh yeah, you can definitely kill if you do this. All you have to do is walk forward. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. I mean, is it walking forward? Oh my god. Okay. You don't even have to push a button, you can just walk forward. And that will displace you enough where the Ingrid's teleport whiffs. Wow. And I thought the teleport was a good move, but it's actually like it's good if it works out because it gives you a strength throw like +5 or something, but if all someone has to do is to walk forward, then during a knockdown, yeah, Ingrid players will quickly learn that teleport is not a good option. Anyway. Oh, you could have killed there. Okay, you just mistimed it. That's unfortunate. You can use 2 MP. It's 1 frame faster than 2 MK, so it'd be a little bit easier to land. I mean, this is a gamble in SA3 situation again. Right here. So what you need to do here is you just start buffering. Oh no. How interesting. I've never seen a fireball beat Jamie's critical art. Interesting. I see. So you have to wait for the fireball to speed up before you can dive through it, which makes the timing for that actually very hard. So you can ignore that advice because it's hard to time. I mean, if it was a Ryu throwing out a fireball, like, okay, that would work, but not against Ingrid because her fireball is... It's got to be different because I'm a DLC character. My fireball's got to be annoying. Anyway, let's move on to the final round. I would prefer to see a drive rush 2 LP, you know, less risk. Gives you time to anti-air. One drink, very nice. If I'm not mistaken, you can clip that out of the air. Oh, I guess not. Oh, it's the follow-up. Yeah, if Ingrid does the... Yeah, if Ingrid does the follow-up, you can press a button and get a hard knockdown, which is useful to know. You can also DI this standing heavy kick. Yeah, that standing heavy kick cannot be cancelled into DI. So if you do see a dry rush 5 HK on, and if the Ingrid player does this on your knockdown, you can drive impact that, but it's not safe to drive impact. Oh, so unless you're in the corner, you only want you basically just want to do jump medium kick. I think that it. Oh, just barely out of range. You have to press the jump medium kick quite late into the air, but you, the benefit is with Jamie's medium kick and his light kick in the air, it hits on both sides of the opponent, so it makes it very easy to hit the opponent. It's very strong. Jamie's got a strong cross-up game. You know, he can jump at you and I don't know, like a bison can't do that. Can't really jump and cross you up. But yeah, Jamie's a character that's just good at doing forward jump, medium kick. It's very strong. You'll see some higher level Japanese players doing jump, medium kick a lot. Especially Tama, if you watch him on Twitch. He's around 1700 Grandmaster. There you go. So if you see the forced knockdown appear, just go for a sweep. Wow, I guess the timing, you do have to time it correctly. Oh. Whenever you get a forced knockdown, you can follow up with a sweep, so make sure you do that. So these 6 games are reviewed. You want to stop throwing out these OD palms. This is just a waste of 2 bars, so stop doing this. Oh, I don't know if this is a... So your sweep gets blocked, and then you're like, oh no, I'm gonna get punished. So you go for DI. But if this opponent was good, they would... I mean, this Ingrid isn't building stocks, so you're probably fine. But you know, something like that would happen. So your DI follow-up wouldn't even work. But this would never happen at a higher level of play, that's what I'm saying. And if it was to go through, the opponent would counter DI it, most definitely. So you would have another 4 bars of drive. It would drive me, it would be over here somewhere. If you didn't waste it. Okay, missed anti-air. Now we're in burnout. Now you've given the opponent space to throw out a fireball and you'll die to chip damage. So then you're like, oh, I'm gonna jump because I don't want to die to a fireball. And you could have lost to an anti-air there quite easily. There we go. So you're in burnout because you wasted 4 bars of drive throwing out OD palms with no reward. Now, this anti-air, if you... You probably could have killed the opponent from that position with critical art. So this would be anti-air, safe jump, possibly critical art kill. You lost the game at this exact moment. You got put into burnout because you did an anti-air. And also what you should do 5 HP. So this should put the Ingrid into burnout. And then you can do this. You're keeping close to the opponent. And Ingrid is a character who doesn't, like, she has a reversal, but she has to spend meter on it, I believe. Essentially, you've turned the situation from something that's like you're going to lose is now you'll maybe win. It's like a 50-50. It's like an 80-20 chance to win has gone down to a 50-50. So, but this back throw was another really bad decision. Because now, what's to stop Ingrid from doing this? I mean, also Ingrid's might they might just do like OD beam as well, so when you're in burnout, you have to stay close to the opponent and focus on striking them. Because if you give them space, you'll lose the game, basically. I mean, this was like mostly just like understanding the matchup. Aside from some fundamental things, like cashing out on a punish counter. You know, if the opponent sweeps you, you block it. I believe you could have killed her as well. should have been heavy punch tracker. But yeah. You know, well, why are you going for the drink wrecker when you can win the round? So this would be an awareness issue that will fix with time. The more you play, you'll be like, oh, I can kill at this point. I don't need to drink. So just in the back of your mind, try and think. In the next interaction, if I was to spend all of my resources, could I kill the opponent? And if you're always thinking about it, you'll be ready for it when the opportunity for a punish counter comes along. Or in this case, a stray medium kick. I clipped the grid there. But you know, the match was very winnable. You were basically playing against an Ingrid who wasn't even using her stocks. So the matchup could definitely be a lot tougher, by the way. Don't see any grapplers, so there's some here. But it's been 2 hours, so time for me to take a break. So I will see you guys later. And hopefully, Kiori, the tips I gave you helped. Let me know if there's a particular character that you were struggling with, and because I'm just picking out random replay reviews, but if you're like, oh, Obi, I was like struggling with the Zangief matchup, I will find a Zangief matchup and review it. So it's probably a little bit better than this general advice, but not that much better. At your current rank, I think a lot of this general advice will help you get to master. And I guess the final summary would be keep doing the Shen Shell combo. Remember to be careful with your drive meter. Don't spend it if you don't have to. And look out for a lethal combo. If you can kill the opponent in the next interaction, make sure you do so. Because Street Fighter 6 is a volatile game. And if you don't kill the opponent, that's giving them another chance to turn the tables on you. You know, they could win very easily, just as much as you could win. So, like you saw in one game, it was like, the opponent's in burnout, how can I close out the round to beat them? I failed to do that. Now, they have 6 bars, and I have like 1 or 2 bars of drive. So, this is a more advanced topic, but you can time when you're pressuring the opponent so that you're getting the maximum amount of pressure possible, which is putting them into burnout or pushing them into the corner. And then it's both at the same time, burnout and corner. So, but there's a timing to it, right? Because you want to achieve both goals at the same time so that you have the most amount of time to bully the opponent in their most vulnerable position so that you'll win as fast as possible. So that would require some forward thinking and some planning, where every match is slightly different, but at some point they'll be in burnout. At some point they'll be in the corner. And this is the case for any player, really, no matter what their rank is, because that's kind of just how the game has been designed. So this would also come down to spending your resources at the right time. So if I was to do a driverish cancel 2MP, 5MP, 2MP, go into wrecker, it doesn't matter if it gets blocked because that's going to be burning out the opponent's drive bar, which is the whole point. And they'll probably block it more so than do another option. But that's stuff to think about at a higher level, when you approach diamond and sort of high diamond to master, low master. But we'll see. That replay review was fun. So I'll probably keep reviewing your games in particular, just because you're showing the most change out of everyone I've reviewed, or at least my reviews are having more impact on you in particular. Since you jumped up our rank from the last replay review, so hopefully you'll maybe go to the maybe 18k, 20k LP, and then that'll be another replay review probably. You'll probably get stuck at that sort of threshold. And you can get past that by having a solid flowchart that you can work on. And for Jamie, it's very simple. It's just spam safe jumps and so on. So you don't particularly have to do anything too difficult. You're not playing Ed or like Dalsim or some weird characters. But I think that wraps everything up. So I hope that replay helped, and I'll see you guys next time.